Hi everyone, Alana Corso, managing broker, co-founding partner of Dwell Realtors, coming to you this week to talk about a serious subject and how to prepare your house for wildfires. With wildfires becoming normalcy here in the state of California, and with several large wildfires raging here in the Bay Area currently, I thought it would be important to address the important topic of how to prepare your house. And one of the very first things I want you to do after you watch this video is to take your phone, assuming you have a smartphone, or if you don't have one, using a video camera, and actually do an inventory of everything that's at your home. So you're going to and videotape all of your contents. So you're going to walk through every single room of your house, open closets, drawers, cabinets, storage bins, whatever you have, to document everything that you have, and you can narrate the items as you go. It's really, really difficult to really truly understand all the stuff that you own in your house. And if you were in the unfortunate position to lose everything and you needed to have it replaced by your insurance company, if you have a video and inventory of all the items you own, it makes it a lot easier to go through that process with your insurance company. So once you've made the inventory video and you've stored it in the cloud somewhere, hopefully so that it's not in any danger of getting lost on a thumb drive or something, or melting if your house did sadly catch on fire, I want you to call your homeowners insurance agent, and I want you to have them do a review of your homeowner's insurance policy and what would happen if your house did catch on fire, and what is replacement value if you had to rebuild the structure and replace all of the items. And it's important to note and kind of talk about some items, there's certain dollar thresholds that your homeowner's insurance will cover them up to. But some of them may be more expensive like that, certain pieces of jewelry or computers or, audiovisual equipment, certain things that are, super expensive. So your insurance agent can go over and see if there's potentially, if there's a situation where you might need to get some additional personal article policy. I know my husband and I have a personal articles policy for some things that are too high dollar amounts to be covered by a regular homeowner's insurance. And you just want to make sure that you're adequately covered in the event of a fire or a natural disaster where you lost everything. Then it kind of comes down to, sometimes when there's wildfires in the area, you have no time to prepare and have to get out of the house really quickly. My husband's cousin unfortunately lost her house in the Coffee Park fires 2 years ago, and they had hardly any time to get out. And in that instance, you really are trying to get yourself out and your pets and safely get away as fast as you can. But you can consult these lists that I have here in the links that several people have compiled of, what you should have, kind of like ready to go, important documents, whatnot, things that you need that, are irreplaceable. And the more time you have to prepare, obviously the more items you can get depending on how much space you have. But to consult these lists that you can see on how to prepare. So another factor for depending on how much time you have to prepare is to kind of get your house as ready as possible as you can to help the firefighters, should your house be in, true danger of catching on fire. And some of the things they recommend doing is removing all flammable items and materials away from, the outside of your house. So like patio furniture and everything, and moving it far away. Hooking up all of your hoses to the hose bibs and make sure they're connected. You need to turn your gas off. It's always one of those things that property inspectors always talk about, how you should have a wrench by your know where your gas main shutoff is, and a wrench by it so that you could turn off your gas. You want to turn off any propane, disconnect, turn off propane for barbecues, anything like that. Or if you have a propane tank for your house that provides fuel for your house. Another thing they recommend doing is turning the lights on inside the house. So in the event that firefighters have to come to your home in the evening, they can see it. Another thing to do, if you have one, is put a ladder next to the roof of the house so that the firefighters could get to the roof if they need to. And then it's kind of like, as more and more time permits, they talk about removing, any window coverings you have that are flammable, and moving things to the center of the house, away from windows and doors. They do recommend shutting your windows and your doors, not locking them, so that firefighters could have access to the inside of the house, but just trying to make it as fire sealed as possible. So in one of the last and the most important advice and tip that you can follow is heeding the advice and the recommendations for the fire professionals. And they do this, sadly every year, and it is very serious, and they know the weather conditions and they know what the wind patterns are. And when they are telling you that it is a mandatory evacuation, you have to leave. And you have to heed their warnings. They know, and they're doing this for your protection and your loved ones' protections and your animals, to get you out safely so that they can actually protect your house instead of having to worry about getting people out. So, you have to listen to the advice. Keep the roads clear. Recently here in San Mateo County, they had to close all the beaches because people were still going to the beaches, even though they asked for the roads to keep clear, because all the fire professionals need access to get to where they need to go. And when we have limited roadways and narrow passages, the most important thing is getting those fire crews to where they need to go. So very serious subject to talk about, and but sadly a reality here in California. I'm putting some resources down below if you ever have any questions and what to do, and to really be prepared should this disaster affect you and your family. I will talk to you next week, and thanks for tuning in.